Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back to another episode. This is a bit odd, I don't know. Recently I've been looking, because I bought too much stuff basically recently, in the past couple of months, as you might well be aware. So I've been looking frantically for stuff to sell to pay for it all. And you know, you run it round in your mind, don't you? And you think, well, I don't use that, I could sell that. And I'd sort of decided on quite a few things, which I've got rid of to recoup some money. A lot of it is stuff, you know, I just don't use. And in my mind, my handheld stuff, I haven't got a great collection of it, because I'm not a handheld guy. I've never been that mad about it. I mean, I've had them all over the years, and you know, when they come out, and you know, the initial excitement of something new. But I've never been that big a handheld gamer. So I thought, well, all my handheld stuff can go, because I just don't play it. I'm going to cash it in and pay for what I do want to play, which I did up to a point. They haven't got any, you know, any I haven't got much handheld stuff left. A few Game Boy Advance, that's about it really. So, clues in the title, I decided, well, the PSP can go. I couldn't tell you the last time I turned it on. So I dug out the collection. And I started looking, you know, just to see what it was worth really. And the answer was not a fat lot. PSP games seem to be dirt cheap in the most part to me. So that got me thinking, God, is it worth the effort? And then I started looking, you know, through the titles I'd got, and I thought, actually, there's some decent stuff here. I ain't played in years. And so that started me sort of thinking, instead of it being trash and I was going to get rid of it, to, you know, to bring some money to pay for other stuff, because it wasn't worth a great deal, I thought, to start with. It got me thinking about it. And then I decided to charge it up, turn it on, make sure it worked, which it did. And then I started playing a few, and I thought, bloody hell, this is quite good actually. So I went from it being, I thought it was trash I'm never going to use and I'm going to sell it, to being, actually, this is quite a decent system. And I've got quite a few titles I do like on it. And it got me looking at other stuff, unfortunately. So instead of raking money in, it's causing me to want to buy other stuff, which is not the initial plan. So anyway, here we are. I've decided to keep it. Like I say, I had one brand new when that came out. I had it American. I did write down a few facts here just to... It's 18 years old now, the PSP. Can you believe it? 18 years old? Man. Where's that time gone? But yeah, it was released December 04 in Japan. I didn't have the Japanese one. I don't know why actually. But I ordered I pre-ordered an American one, which was out March 05, and that's when I had mine. It wasn't released in PAL regions until September 05, so almost 12 months after, well, like 10 months after the Japanese one, and like 6 months after the American one, which I'd bought. What I didn't realise till I just googled it and looked on Wikipedia. They sold like 80 million of the bloody things, so it was reasonably successful, you got to say. But what bloody knocked me down with a feather? According to Wikipedia, there's 1,370 games on it. Christ almighty, it's as bad as the PS2. I mean, I know it is kind of a PS2 in handheld form. I don't know if they're all physical or they download games, some of them, I don't know, but 1,370 blew my mind. I don't want anything like that kind of amount. So yeah, my initial one, unfortunately, when I moved house, I don't know what it was, 7-8 years ago, it went then, because I sold a shitload of stuff then. because I hadn't got the room at the time. So it went. I didn't have many games the first time round. I think I had maybe 8 or 10 perhaps. I just remember when I first got it, I had it with Hot Shots Golf and Ridge Racer. And I remember thinking they were both ace, but Ridge Racer was brilliant at the time. But now, like I say, I sold it all off when I moved house, and then about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago perhaps, I bought another one, which is my existing collection, what I've still got now. And I've got a white PSP. The case is flaking a bit, unfortunately, but it's an original. It's in lovely condition actually. Not a mark on the screen. I can't remember the model numbers of these now. Is it 1001? Is it? What is it? 1003. This one. Yeah, so you know, and from where I could work, I've got the box and everything, and it was the value pack with all the, you know, the extra stuff in it and everything. And like I say, it's in lovely condition aside from the plastic stuff flaking off the case. But other than that, it's lovely. So, like I say, I decided to keep it, and I've already drew up a list of games I'd like to get. Fortunately, most of them are cheap. There ain't many over a tenner I want, and a lot of them are under a fiver, so happy days. Not something that's going to break the bank. There are some shooters which unfortunately are expensive, and initially I wasn't going to bother with shooters because Eddie suggested it to me when he sent me the stuff he was selling. He'd got a couple, and I thought, nah, it's too small a screen, I can't be bothered with that. Find it hard enough on a big telly. But then I thought, actually, I wouldn't mind trying one. So at some point, I think I'm going to try one. Gradius seems the most affordable that I've seen, because there's a PAL version of it. That seems to be at 40 odd quid. So it may end up being that one first, which is why just, you know, I've put Gradius on the telly. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the PSP? I know it's got many fans out there. I know some people collect for it. It's just something that's been, you know, tucked in a corner for me for the last 8 years, and I ain't touched it. So it's another sort of rediscovery, as it were. So I know there's like literally hundreds and hundreds of games on it. But there are obviously loads which are just like PS2 style ports of the games that you can get on the PS2. And in the most part, I'm not interested in them whatsoever. I've got no interest in that 3D type stuff. I'm using this predominantly for more simplistic games, and great for puzzle games in my opinion, but the absolute pinnacle of the sort of things you can get for the system for me are the retro collections, which is predominantly what my collection consists of. However, on investigation, there are some I've found now that I didn't buy at the time or know about at the time, which I am now going to look out for. So if you know anything of that nature, sort of retro collection style packages that I don't mention in the, I've got to go through my collection now because it won't take long. If you can drop it down in the comments. Like I say, I'm not interested in any 3D style, you know, modern at the time games. It's retro style collections I'm going for. Shooters in particular. Unfortunately, you can get Twinbee, Parodius and Salamander, but I think they're all Japanese exclusive and all expensive, unfortunately. There's another few expensive ones I do want to get. Again, they're Japanese. There's 3, I think, street racing games. There's an Initial D. There's a Wang and Dead Heat. Is it Wang and Dead Heat? Yeah, I I think it's Wangan Heat. And there's a Shituko Tokyo Highway Challenge game as well. And one I've wanted for years and I've never got around to is Kicks. I'd love that, but again, that's Japanese exclusive and not cheap. So, as I say, I think this is an awesome system for retro collections. So we'll start off with them, and we've got Space Invaders Extreme. I can't tell you much about these because it's been years since I played them. Looks like a modern take on Space Invaders, so I'm quite keen to try that one actually. That looks bang up my street, much like Tempest 2000. I think they're all complete. One of that box is broke. I could do with the replacement box there. There's a 50p game out of CEX. Right, Space Invaders Extreme. Absolute classic. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, it's rock hard, but what a game. Chuffed to bits with that one. Oh. And then, obviously, you can get this bloody thing on everything. It's all Sega are interested in. Mega Drive collections. Don't know how many's on that one. 27. In a very similar vein, we've got EA Replay, which has got 14 games on instead of the ones on the front. Well, actually, we've got Mutant League Football, Road Rash, which is probably why I bought it, Wing Commander, Syndicate, I ain't going to play them, Desert Strike, Budokan, I remember that being terrible, Road Rash 1, 2 and 3, happy days. What else have we got? Haunting, that's not a bad little game actually. Ultima, Virtual Pinball, Road Rash 1, 2 and 3, I mean, and Haunting maybe a quick blast on, but cracking little collection. And like I say, none of these are worth anything, so I'm sure if I got it out really and found out, you know, and I can maybe get into it a bit more. Midway Arcade Treasures. There's 3 of these on the Xbox and on the PlayStation, I think. I think there's only 1 on here. Let me know if there's more than 1. I think there's only the 1. And then we've got Capcom Classics Collection Remixed, which has got quite a few games. And 1941, Avengers, Bionic Commando, Black Tiger, Block, Captain Commando, Final Fight, classic, Forgotten Worlds, Sidearms, Last Duel, Legendary Wings, Magic Sword, that's a good game, Mega Twins, Quiz and Dragons, Section 7, The Speed Rumbler, Street Fighter, Strider, 3 Wonders and Varth. So it's quite a good varied selection on there. And then we've also got Capcom Classics Reloaded, which again we've got 1942, 1943, 43 Kai, Commando, Eco Fighters, X-Dexes, Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Gunsmoke, that's a bloody good hard game, King of Dragons, Knights of the Round, Mercs, Pirate Ship Higemaru, Sun, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting and Vulgus. Again, what an awesome collection. And then again, the SNK collection, awesome again. Art of Fighting, Baseball Stars 2, not as good as the first one, Burning Fight, Fatal Fury, awesome. King of the Monsters, Last Resort, Magician Lord, awesome. Metal Slug, awesome. Turf Masters, awesome. Samurai Showdown, awesome. Sengoku, Shock Troopers 1 and 2, awesome. King of Fighters 94, Top Hunter and World Heroes, stellar. And then we've got the Taito Legends Power Up. How many have we got on it? Again, there's more of these than 1 on the Xbox, isn't there? And the PlayStation. Space Invaders Part 2, New Zealand Story, Phoenix, Alpine Ski, Elevator Action, Crazy Balloon, Chack and Pop, Lunar Rescue, Balloon Bomber, Legend of Cage, Fairyland Story, Rastan, classic, Ray Moyes, don't know what that is. Kicks is on here actually. Kiki Kai Kai, classic. Curry Kinton, Space Dungeon, Space Chaser, Return of the Invaders, Camel Tree, Balloon Bomber, Crazy Balloon, Camel Tree, and The Legend of Cage. More older style games perhaps, but still classic. They keep coming. We've got the Activision hits remixed. Now there's 40 titles on there, so I ain't going to go over these, but we've got predominantly the 2600 games, but you've got some classics: Pitfall, River Raid. What else you got? Barnstorming. I don't think it actually lists them all anyway. Fishing Derby. So yeah, not the best, but I mean a good collection to have, no doubt. I don't know if this came out, pal, because this is American. We've got Atari Classics Evolved. Now these, there's 11 games on here. I think they're in normal form and like modernised. And you've got Pong and Pong Evolved there, and Missile Command and Missile Command Evolved on the screenshots. So you can see how they've sort of jazzed it up a bit. But from yeah, we've got on here Asteroids Deluxe, Battle Zone, that's a good game. Centipede, Lunar Lander, Millipede, Missile Command, Pong, Super Breakout. The reason I bought it, Tempest is on here, and Warlords. And apparently there's over 50 unlockable 2600 games. So again, what another stellar pack. But still they keep coming. We've got the Namco Museum Collection. There's 20 games on here. Pac-Man, Rally X, Bosconian, Grob the Dig Dug, Miss Pac-Man, New Rally X, Motos, Rolling Thunder, Dragon Buster, Gallagher Dig Dug, Mappy, Tower of Druiga, Kink and Balloon, Galaxian, Xevious, and then there's updated Pac-Man arrangement, Gallagher arrangement, Dig Dug arrangement, and New Rally X arrangement. Again, stellar. This one's American as well. I'd have thought that come out, pal. I don't know. And then we've got another classic, the Metal Slug Collection. This is American, but you can get this, pal. But you've got Metal Slug 1, 2, X, 3, 4, 5 and 6 on there. I mean, how can you go wrong? Dreamcast Classics, the Power Stone Collection. I mean, just amazing. Amazing games. Why have we had no more Power Stones? And they're all of the collections I've got at the moment. Then I've got an original American Ridge Racer like I had back in the day. Unfortunately I've not got Hot Shots Golf, that's on my list. But stellar game. Possibly the greatest game on the system. Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. I mean, it's stunning on everything. But, you know, ooh, what a game. And then, actually we'll do that. We've got a couple of other races. I don't know how I've come by these, to be honest. We've got WRC. No idea if that's any good. This is actually good. Motorstorm Arctic Edge. This one's really dear on the PS2. Because it's PS2 exclusive, isn't it? And it comes in like an orange box. So yeah, this PSP version's dirt cheap. So, classic entry in the Motorstorm series. And then we've got Flat Out Head On. I really like the Flat Out games. I think this one's exclusive to the PSP. It's not the same as the others, I don't think. So, another cool racer. Might pick up the odd racer. And then we've got the more puzzly type games. This is like from memory, this is some kind of puzzly platformer. We've got Exit. I seem to remember this was really cool. The book's a bit damaged on that one. I don't remember what this is like. I think this is some kind of rhythm game. Every Extend Extra. I've got a feeling it's a rhythm music game. Huh? Start a chain reaction. Fuses futuristic puzzle, shooter and musical elements. I might try that actually, it sounds quite cool. And then the last two, as I say, good for puzzle games, handhelds. We've got Lumines 1 and 2, or Lumines, however you want to say it. Good games these. So yeah, you can't go wrong with him. And that's the extent of my collection at the moment. Whatever that is, 20 games or so. But yeah, if you've got any tips, maybe like I say, the odd racer maybe. It's got to be arcade though, not Need for Speed. Don't like them. If there's any other collection games I haven't mentioned there, let me know if you can. If you know of any others, that would be great. But let me. What are your thoughts on the PSP? I've gone from thinking it was trash and I was selling it to being actually thinking this is pretty good treasure console. So I'm looking forward to get into it a bit more and picking up a few items because, like I say, most are under a fiver, dirt cheap, especially in CEX. But let me know anyway. Just a quick video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in your comments any thoughts. See you soon. Sayonara.